17 worst motorcycles that no one buys according to Consumer Reports. The costly mistakes you need to avoid. We all love the idea of freedom that comes with riding a motorcycle. The wind in your face, the thrill of acceleration, and the open road ahead. But what if I told you that some motorcycles could turn that dream into a financial nightmare? Some bikes look great on paper, but in reality, they break down constantly, cost a fortune to repair, and make you regret every dollar spent. In this video, we're counting down the 17 worst motorcycles that no one buys, all according to Consumer Reports and real owner experiences, and trust me, you'll want to stay until the number one spot. Because that bike has so many issues that even experienced riders regret buying it. Let's get started. Number 17, Suzuki Boulevard C50, a rusty disappointment. The Suzuki Boulevard C50 was supposed to be a budget-friendly cruiser, but in reality, it's not even worth a penny. The design is outdated, and even with regular maintenance, the bike rusts alarmingly fast. Handling is poor, the ride is uncomfortable, and the gearbox constantly malfunctions. Either the gears get stuck or the bike vibrates so much that long rides become unbearable. To make things worse, it lacks basic safety features like ABS, making it a poor choice for riders looking for reliability and performance. Number 16, Harley-Davidson Street 500, a cheap Harley that feels cheap. A Harley-Davidson should feel premium, right? Not this one. The Harley-Davidson Street 500 has been criticized for its poor build quality and lack of reliability. Riders often report irritating grinding noises, which gets worse when shifting gears. Its weak transmission, falling starter system, and underpowered engine makes it a massive disappointment. Even with regular servicing, this bike wears down faster than expected, making it a poor investment. Number 15, KTM 790 Duke, a nightmare in maintenance. KTM tried to create an aggressive street fighter with the 790 Duke, but they forgot about one thing: reliability. The bike suffers from frequent oil leaks, faulty electronics, and overheating issues. The dashboard often glitches, and fuel injection problems make for an inconsistent riding experience. To make matters worse, KTM parts and repairs are expensive, making this a bad choice for riders looking for a low-maintenance machine. Number 14, Kawasaki Ninja 250R, a beginner bike with costly issues. At first, the Kawasaki Ninja 250R was marketed as the perfect beginner bike. But soon, owners started reporting massive overheating problems, premature wear and tear, and excessive vibrations. For a bike that was supposed to be entry-level friendly, the expensive repair costs make it an impractical choice. If you're looking for a reliable beginner bike, there are far better alternatives. Number 13, Yamaha Star Bolt R Spec, flashy but flawed. The Yamaha Star Bolt R Spec looks stylish, but that's where the positives end. This bike struggles with poor build quality, overheating issues, and electrical failures. The suspension wears out far too quickly, and the low ground clearance makes it uncomfortable for long rides. Many owners have reported frequent breakdowns, making it one of the worst choices in the cruiser category. Number 12, Ducati Multistrada 1200, the high-maintenance adventure bike. The Ducati Multistrada 1200 was supposed to be the ultimate adventure bike, but frequent sensor failures, warning light malfunctions, and an overly complex engine made it a nightmare for long-term reliability. Owners have complained about the engine failures, expensive repairs, and electrical issues that turn this high-end machine into a money pit. Adventure bikes should be durable, but the Multistrada 1200 struggles to hold up under long rides. Number 11, Royal Enfield Himalayan, an adventure bike that can't handle adventures. Marketed as an affordable adventure bike, the Royal Enfield Himalayan suffers from engine knocking, weak suspension, and frequent mechanical failures. Even though it's cheap, the cost of frequent repairs cancels out the savings. Adding to the frustration, limited dealer networks make getting repairs even harder, leaving riders stranded with mechanical problems far from home. Number 10, Suzuki GSX R600, a sport bike that can't handle mileage. The Suzuki GSX R600 has always been marketed as a high-performance sport bike, but longevity is not its strong suit. Owners have reported frequent overheating issues, warped cylinder heads, and worn-out bearings. By the time this bike reaches 60,000 miles, problems like a weakened clutch system and extensive shaking become a serious issue. For a motorcycle meant for speed and endurance, this level of breakdown is unacceptable. Repairs are expensive, and many riders regret their investment. Number 9, CF Moto 650 NK, a budget bike with costly problems. The CF Moto 650 NK may seem like an affordable alternative to big-name brands, but it doesn't take long for buyers to regret their decision. Its weak engine frequently stalls, overheats, and struggles with performance consistently. The poor quality build wears down quickly, and the brakes have been criticized for being unreliable. Worse still, resale value is terrible, making this budget-friendly bike a financial trap. Number 8, Moto Guzzi V7 3, a retro bike with modern problems. Moto Guzzi has a great reputation for classic bikes, but the V7 3 is an exception. This bike is plagued with oil leaks, brake failures, and constant electrical issues. The gearbox and transmission feel cheap and prone to failure, and replacement parts are expensive and hard to find. For a bike that tries to blend retro charm with modern performance, the V7 3 fails spectacularly. Number 7, Kawasaki Veris 650, a complicated maintenance nightmare. The Kawasaki Veris 650 was marketed as a versatile tourer, but its long list of mechanical flaws has driven away buyers. The bike's overly complex electronics make repairs a nightmare, and poor wind protection, vibrating handlebars, and a weak ABS system make for an uncomfortable ride. Even with price drops, resale value remains abysmal, meaning owners are stuck with a bike that constantly demands repairs. Number 6, BMW G310 GS, an adventure bike that falls apart. BMW is known for high-end motorcycles, but the G310 GS is a disappointment. Owners have reported electrical failures, weak starter motors, and engine reliability issues. The clutch and transmission degrade prematurely, making this bike a high-maintenance headache. For an adventure bike, the G310 GS struggles to survive long-distance rides, which makes it one of BMW's biggest letdowns. Number 5, Aprilia Tuono 660, a sport bike that falls short. Aprilia's Tuono 660 was supposed to be an affordable alternative to high-end sport bikes, but it's riddled with reliability issues. Owners complain about engine stalling, software glitches, and electrical malfunctions, The build quality feels cheap, and many find the seat uncomfortable for long rides. Despite its sleek design, the Tuono 660 lacks the performance and reliability expected from a sport bike, making it one of the most regretted purchases in its category. Number 4, Honda CB500X, an adventure bike that can't handle adventures. The Honda CB500X is another bike that was marketed for adventure riding, but it fails to deliver where it matters most. Transmission issues start appearing around 60,000 miles, and many riders report noisy gear shifts and sudden loss of power. On rugged terrain, the suspension gives out too soon, making it unreliable for off-road riders. The cost of repairs makes this an expensive mistake for those expecting long-term durability. Number 3, Suzuki V-Strom 1050 XT, a rugged bike that can't handle rough roads. The Suzuki V-Strom 1050 XT was meant for rugged adventures, but its poor electronics and weak build quality make it a letdown. Dashboard malfunctions, faulty ABS, and overheating issues frustrate owners. For a bike that claims to be built for the roughest conditions, it fails where it matters most. Many riders feel this overpriced model isn't worth the hassle. Number 2, Honda CRF 250L Rally, an off-road bike that can't go the distance. The Honda CRF 250L Rally may look like the ultimate off-road machine, but it struggles under real-world conditions. Owners report frequent leaks, mechanical failures, and power loss. The suspension wears out quickly, especially on rocky trails. While this bike performs well on smooth roads, it struggles in the harsh environments it was designed for. Many off-road riders end up regretting their purchase. Number 1, Kawasaki Ninja ZX-10R SE, the most regretted purchase. Finally taking the number 1 worst spot is the Kawasaki Ninja ZX-10R SE, a bike that looks like a dream but rides like a disaster. Despite its high price tag of $21,000, the ZX-10R SE is plagued with engine malfunctions, transmission failures, and unreliable electronics. Many riders have reported dashboard malfunctions, faulty software, and frequent recalls due to engine control unit issues. The suspension, supposedly designed for harsh tracks, malfunctions far too often, making it unpredictable in high-performance situations. To top it all off, overheating issues plague longer rides, and many riders have deep regrets about purchasing this supposedly premium sport bike. Conclusion: avoid these costly mistakes. So there you have it. 17 motorcycles that no one buys according to Consumer Reports. While some of these bikes might look great in showrooms, their long-term reliability, costly repairs, and poor resale value make them terrible choices for riders. Did you own any of these bikes? Let us know in the comments. And if you found this list helpful, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and check out our next video on the most reliable motorcycles ever made. Click here to watch.